Yeah,
Again,
when I saw this, I was like, I gotta get this on camera.
this is a work in progress still, so...
Hey guys, Brian here from 5 to Go, and back with Dan, who is a good friend of ours, and you may recognize him from a tour last summer in something way smaller than this.
Yes, that was 1 year and 1 month ago when you did the vintage tour.
He and his wife Jessa fully built up a 72 Bulls Arrow, and completely from the ground up, and they sold that about 6 months ago, and they jumped up pretty much as big as you can get, and he had to get a huge dually ram. He went from one side of the spectrum to the other.
So the previous trailer, your vintage trailer, how many of those totes could you fit?
We could fit 1 in our vintage. This RV fits 30.
So this is a River Ranch 392 MB, and we're going to go inside and check it out because it is blazing hot here in the Pacific Northwest.
If you can't tell, the sun is just bouncing off.
It's solid white on the frame. All right, so we're going to head inside and check this thing out, and then we'll pop back out real quick to check out some modifications he's done on the outside and to show off why this thing is so unique as a fifth wheel. So we'll get to that soon. Let's head inside.
All right, so the first thing we notice about this is, unlike most fifth wheels and travel trailers, there are big steps right as you come in the door. And that's because of all the storage that's down below. But you walk into the kitchen and the living room, and let's look back down there. We've got our shoes down here, so this is 2 huge steps. There is a gate here. So the dinette, that's the one that came with the rig.
Yes, so it folds up, and then it came with 2 chairs that you had underneath the master bed in order to set out here, but it really never works for us, so this is a part we are going to rip out.
Okay. Those are not the chairs it came with?
No, these chairs did come with it, and it's nice that they do swivel, but this part right here is usually reserved for Braxton because it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Oh, it's real tight. Yeah. This is not the couch it came with. That is not the couch it came with.
No.
Yep, and those were sleeper couches, not super comfortable.
Not super comfortable. This was a huge king sleeper couch. Ridiculously heavy. I'm pretty sure we lost like 1,000 pounds when we ripped that thing out. This one was 2 electric recliners.
Okay.
Not comfortable whatsoever. So we ripped them out. We built new side tables. And they are currently raw, not painted, not stained, again, because we have no idea what color palette we're going to go with. So we're just going to leave that until we figure that one out.
Yep. And then just some normal storage up in here.
Yeah, I think this is Target to the rescue.
Yep, just filled it with baskets. Nice.
Yeah, filled it with baskets all the way across. And we installed these.
Oh, it didn't come with struts?
No, it did not come with struts. It didn't even come with the magnets, so apparently they just thought things would stay there without coming out.
I bet you driving down the road without the struts and the magnets, it's just like...
Yeah, one of those things where like, I wonder how much stuff we've lost.
Right, yeah. That's crazy. All right, so big TV.
Yes.
It's a okay location, right? So you can sit there and see it, and then obviously the couch directly across. That's why the recliners were over there.
Yes, it works great, especially for all 3 of us watching a movie. It works really well. Do we like the look of the entertainment center? Not really. Will it change? Probably. But for now, it works really well. I love the size of the TV, obviously.
Yeah, the size is nice. And that storage bay behind it. Holy moly.
Yes. Again, we haven't figured this out yet. Entertainment center, our weather station. These are kind of electric junk drawers. This is all for the video games right here. This is camera equipment and all that stuff. We do have the Furrion electric fireplace,
Definitely don't need that today.
No, it does work great though to warm up 90% of the rig. So that is a really good heat source.
Yeah. This is one of the newer... Yeah, so it's like a full-height, actual usable RV oven. It doesn't have like the bottom that's all carved out for burners.
And it actually has a warm drawer.
Oh, it does? It's not one of those like...
No,
nice.
We use it for storage.
Okay,
so,
yeah, but I've seen so many of those where it's just like the aluminum matching panel and then it's just a drawer.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
big, huge burners too.
This works and we use it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We don't use ours.
I know. I just watched the video.
Is that a convection microwave?
Just a standard.
It's a normal microwave, okay.
Yes.
But it is a full-size one. It's not one of those like, hey, I can do a bag of popcorn. Yeah, that's a good size.
Which is what we use it for. Well, no, we do have a popcorn machine, so.
Oh, of course you do. All the storage you have here. Yeah.
These are a little awkward because they slam open.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, you like that? And we use it mainly for seasonings, oil, vinegar, that kind of stuff.
I don't know what else you would fit in there. Yep. And then I'm assuming these are similar. Yeah, just real deep.
We really just use it for like tea stuff.
Yeah, you have to put bins in so you can pull stuff out.
You know, we always have one of these handy.
Well, that's like a fire extinguisher in a pocket, right?
Yeah, we've got those everywhere.
Nice. Good call.
Full residential fridge. We can get to that later if you want to shoot. Oh,
fridge is a fridge, right? But you do have water and ice on the door. That's Aaron would love to have that. I could not care less.
This has been a game changer. Just to have filtered water and to have ice on demand, especially on hot days like today.
Moving back a little bit to the island. This is a really big island.
Yes.
But you have a couple quibbles.
This is one of those things that I think people should be aware of, especially when they look at RVs. Mm-hmm. We fell in love with the sink when we saw this model. And the reason being is it has all these options. So there's these different levels. I'm not going to get all of them out, but we have all these things. We have a cutting board that goes in here and all kinds of things. And when we saw this, we thought, wow, this is amazing. But once you start living with it, you start realizing this is a huge sink. And to be honest, I could get away with half.
So there's no solid cover.
There's no solid cover.
This is the only cover that it has?
Even if this would be a flush mount sink and they would give you the half covers like your guys's, then I could cover half of it and turn all of this in my workspace, right?
Because you don't have anything over there, really. Like there's two little slivers for like a spoon when you're stirring something in a pot.
Yeah,
that's
spoon.
Really it.
Yeah, that's why.
It's not a prep surface over there. This is all your prep.
No. But tell me another RV where you can do this, right?
Yeah, that sink is massive.
Wash the whole thing.
Yeah, and so there's like 3 different tiers. So there's this lip, or there's the top lip here for the little draining rack, and then 2 smaller tiers.
Yeah, I mean, I can start pulling more things out. But
that one even has a stopper.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be when you're boondocking kind of thing.
Okay.
But
for washing dishes.
The problem is that this thing is a little flimsy. And so by the time I do dishes and I get this thing out of here and walk it outside, I might as well just dump it. So it just doesn't work that well.
Right. So like you were saying, this is one of those things where you walk through it and you're in a show and you're like, holy crap, it does like 80 things.
It's awesome.
But it doesn't do the one main thing well, which RV sinks you can cover and reclaim counter space. So buyer beware.
I don't want to sound like Negative Nancy. I've been called out a couple of times.
You're Downer Dan.
Downer Dan, yeah. I just want to point things out because we love this RV. Don't get me wrong. But there are some things where I'm scratching my head. For example, these. We love these things. Yeah.
This is an outlet. So it's got two normal plugs and then 2 USB plugs. Cool in theory.
Cool in theory until I put my towel down here, I start doing my dishes, I lay them out, and next thing I know, water drips down.
Yep.
I'd rather just have outlets here.
Yeah, most of the time you'll see outlets just like they have gang boxes on the inside of the island, and you'll just have outlets on the side. This has no outlets.
No.
Except for that little pop-up. And then there's another one over there, too.
Another one here. But they also take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
So our drawers on this side are only yay deep. So all this space right here is not being used because of this.
There's just nothing there.
Yeah.
Huh.
So regarding drawers, I think these are all somewhat organized.
Yeah, so following that one in, it stops. That could be another 4 or 5 inches deeper.
Yeah. Or even if it was shelving from the other side.
Yeah.
Right? For books. Since you guys always wonder,
we like to see where trash is.
it is a tiny one, and Jessa and I are having arguments. She loves it in here. We both agree it should be bigger, but because the sink is so deep, so the sink is really deep, and then there's a huge lip on the bottom.
Oh, so that's sitting on the floor.
That's sitting on the floor. So if we put a bigger one in, it becomes cumbersome to get out. I want a big one here, and Jessa's telling me no.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in the way. Yeah.
Pantry, again, one of those things we really liked when we walked through, but...
Let me guess. Stuff is getting lost around the corner to the left.
Yes. Yeah. Things are getting lost in here.
Yep.
And it's a little awkward. Our current idea is to rip this out and turn it into a coffee bar. So basically a bottom with a little bar where we can have our coffee machine on and then storage on top.
Right.
We're working through it, trying to figure out if we can go with less space because it is a massive pantry for an RV.
Yeah.
And then the bottom half is currently not, you can't use because that's all our electrical system. This is for our dehumidifier.
And this is a control panel. And when I walked in, the very first thing I noticed, I came in the door, none of the lights were on, and I was like, how do I turn the lights on? There are no switches anywhere. You have a couple little spinny switches here, like dimmer switches for this light here over the dinette.
So which those were not.
I changed these.
I changed these.
Or was it just a toggle?
It was just a toggle, but they are so bright that we wanted the feature of dimming them.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is all you get. Again, in theory, this sounds great and futuristic. I go in here and I change everything. And I know you're not an Apple guy, but if this would work, if this would be an Apple product and everything works flawlessly and it opens immediately, it would be great. But it's slow.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if I want to go to AC, I'm going to push this button. Nothing's happening.
You did push it. Okay.
Oh, there we go. And now I would need to go in here, and then I could turn it on. Now, to be honest, that was actually quite fast. Let's see how quickly... Oh, wow.
So it goes back quickish.
Yeah, that was actually very quick compared to... So
it's because it's on camera. It's like, I gotta perform.
we use one of Jessa's old iPads that is hooked into the RV. So this is the exact same thing. This is usually very fast compared to this.
Yeah.
And this is really nice because Jessa's going to walk with this.
Yeah.
We have no buttons for slides. So this is the only thing we have, or that, to get the slides in and out. So Jessa would actually walk with the iPad and she would stand here and then bring the slides in or out. And she would be able to see and make sure everything is good to go. This is the Surge Guard, which right now we're not running the AC or anything because the AC would be a little loud.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it's starting to gleam.
All right, that's enough complaining.
All right,
that is Braxton's room. So Braxton is almost 8?
He's 8.
8, okay. So you added a mirror to the door.
Yes.
Nice.
Just to make the room feel
so
better.
in here, this, I'm assuming, was like an installed flip-up bunk with a little tumble-out couch.
So it
from the factory?
had a queen sleeper couch in here,
oh, wow.
believe it or not. How they fit that in here, I don't know. But that was one of the first things we knew we were going to rip out. And when we decided we're going to rip that out, we were like, you know what? Let's just rip all the couches out at the same time, give it to one of our friends. So we did that. This bunk was a little higher, and it was just a flip up. But it wastes all the space underneath. So we got one of the table lifts.
Yeah, again, when I saw this, I was like, I gotta get this on camera.
This is a work in progress still. So
this is a desk.
Yes.
That you have controls to go up and down, and it looks like you can set heights too.
Yes.
Holy cow, you run that all the way up.
So this is then during the day, and you can see this is where the hinge was for the originally. Again, work in progress. This needs to be trimmed down a bit because it does rub a little bit. Still trying to figure things out.
And then you had to build these little boxes just to get it to the right height for the upper extension.
I found the tallest they make, but that's it. They
Didn't
don't
quite
make
get there.
Yep. Taller.
So then you did some box storage with pull-out drawers. This stuff is great with kids, especially a kid that's obsessed with Legos like yours.
Yeah, all IKEA storage. So we've got all kinds of toys.
And then around on this side, that's from the factory, just normal cabinets. And then you said there was a weird, like, curved desk.
So there was a curved desk because it needed to work with the slide. And then we did have some small storage, but there was not even enough. There was maybe enough room for one of these guys.
Oh, jeez.
There was not a lot. So you can still see the remnants of like the glue where it was. So we ripped all that out, added IKEA storage to it. So again, Braxton has more storage. He is an only child, so he has
I just hit my head on your desk.
I'm sorry. He has a lot of toys, right. And then he has also something to play on. And he's got a lot of floor space to play on. Although 90% of the time he plays in the living room.
I was going to say, every time I've come over here, he's been out in the living room.
Yeah. I'm going to pat down my head a
Yeah,
little bit.
no, let's go ahead and turn the AC back on, because it's not quite as loud back there.
Yes.
I'm trying to walk backwards without falling down your hole here. So we're going to take a quick AC break, and then we will continue on down the hallway.
And we're back.
And we're back. We have cool air. Let's move away. It is a little bit loud, so there are floor registers in here. And those two over there are a little bit talkative.
Yeah, because the air conditioning is in the back. Those are the two
That's the
that
very
it
first
hits.
dump, yeah.
And the air vents is the first thing that we actually changed because they were just plastic registers that you couldn't open or close.
Oh.
So now we have ones that you can close and you can kind of try to regulate.
Yeah, that's great.
Temporary right now.
There's lots of hooks.
Yeah, because we just came where it was cold and now we don't need that anymore. Hallway storage. This triangle thing is kind of like a drop-all thing at the moment.
Oh, it's your junk drawer.
Yeah, it's my junk drawer. If you want some stickers.
I do have to say, I really do like the new logo.
Although it is
sharp.
gigantic on this shirt. I was wondering if you wanted to say something like that's too much branding.
No, it's never too much.
This right here, if you want to come around right now, is just, again, big things.
Yeah.
And some of Braxton's clothing as we're figuring out what toys he wants to
cabinet.
keep and not. This is our junk drawer, food junk drawer for drive days, because you can't get to the pantry once the slide is in.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
if we're driving and we're like, I want something, so that's where this is.
I imagine there's also stuff that parents only,
Yes.
since it's so high. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So before we go in here, this used to be where they want you to put your jackets, but it's so far away from the door, and we like to run around with no shoes on. So we opted to turn this into a laundry chute, which is what you will see in here.
Now, is this the only bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, so it's one full bath.
Yes.
All
So this specific RV is made by Palomino, which is part of Columbus, which belongs to Forest River. But Palomino only makes this RV, and they make two versions: the 390, which is no bunk, and the 392, which is a bunk. In the 390, you get a massive bathroom and a walk-in pantry and a slightly bigger kitchen.
Instead of the mid bunk.
Yes. So we do have a massive shower, though. I
that is
love the
big,
shower, and I love that it does have adjustment up
Yep.
and down, so Braxton can take a nice long shower. We have a tankless propane water heater with the controls over here on the wall.
Oh.
So the way this one works is you set your temperature. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, so it says 114 right now. That is what I like to take showers at.
Wow.
So I turn that to the temperature I want, and I just crank this all the way open. I don't have to mess with this ever again. The water is the temperature I want. Braxton likes it at 110, and so we just set it and forget it.
That's awesome.
This is the laundry chute. I don't know if the
That's
camera
what you were just
can
talking about, yep.
shoot around. So we just cut a hole and make this door.
So that all dumps into this cabinet on the outside.
Yes, so we just open this, take our clothes off, dump it in there. Don't open the outside one unless you're ready to do laundry, because it's just going to pile all out.
I'm not doing your laundry, so we will leave it closed.
So then I think this is also a Target to the rescue.
That's a good-sized medicine cabinet.
Yeah, so it's the exact same on the other side. We're just not going to open that because the camera won't be able to see it. But everybody has their own little thing, and it works.
Awesome.
No real complaints in the bathroom. I mean, we like it in here. We do have another drawer up here where we keep our spare towels.
All right, so back into the main bedroom.
This is a queen However, we had a king in here.
I was going to say, there's a lot of space on the sides.
It went all the way. It is still on a king frame. I still need to change the frame, again, projects. But we prefer queens, and it also gives us walking room on both sides.
Yeah, definitely.
We are most likely going to redo this entire closet. It is really just hangers and then just crap.
It's just wide open on the bottom?
It's just wide open.
Okay, yeah.
The weird thing is that you can only really have shirts here because these doors go in so far that by the time you get here, your shirts are going to need to be on an angle.
Huh. Yeah,
I don't even know what's in here, so I'm not...
Oh, yeah, right. So you got a combo unit in here. You could do a stackable.
We could do a stackable, yes. But at the end of the day, we decided just to go with the all-in-one.
Yeah.
It works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are great. So we were talking the other day about the televator, because you were joking that you wish you had the TV on the outside because you have never even used this one. You don't even know if it works.
Look, the
still has plastic on it.
The plastic's still on it.
But you do have a fireplace, which is nice.
Yes, so we do have a secondary fireplace. So between this fireplace and the other fireplace, if we have the doors open, it's enough to keep this RV nice and cozy when it drops into the 30s.
Yeah, so you'd really only need to run the propane heat if you needed to keep the underbelly warm, like if it was below freezing.
Yeah,
outside.
and then since we do have a residential 2-ton air conditioning, it is also a heater.
Alrighty, so that's a lot of inside. Let's put our shoes back on and our hats and SPF 10,000 and head back outside. All right, here we are. It's big. It's beautiful. So again, it's 44 feet?
43 tip to tail,
43.
although the factory list is at 42.
Gotcha. And how tall is this?
It's 13.6.
Oh,
so
boy.
it is at the limit and is 8.5 feet wide.
That is almost a foot taller than our motorhome.
It is
Yikes.
a behemoth, and going from our little tiny 29-foot travel trailer that was only 7 feet wide and only 11 feet tall, where we had no worries about anything ever, going to this, towing this thing, it is sometimes white-knuckling going through a big city.
Yeah.
Find an 18-wheeler, stay behind them.
Yep, yeah. That's how I feel when I'm driving around my motorhome. Like, if a big truck can go through here, I'm good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, speaking of towing, nice, big, beautiful, brand new Ram Bighorn dually. Yes, it is. It is glorious.
It is dirty, so I'm not actually going to hug it.
And you also did a gooseneck.
But the nice thing is, all we have is a ball in the back of the truck. I don't know if...
Yeah, let's look at that real quick. Because we were talking, I think if I ever went back to a fifth wheel, I would do the gooseneck. Primarily because of this. You don't have this huge thing, like the huge cleat for a normal fifth wheel taking up all of your bed space. And even better, those just pop out and you throw it in a bin and you have all of your bed back. So I think that is, I think that's often overlooked. People think that a fifth wheel just has to be that big shoe.
Yes.
And it doesn't.
No.
So let's just go front to back over here on the sun side. We're sweating. This does not have generator prep. It does not have generator from the factory.
No.
But you did install two, what brand were those?
These are Cummins.
Oh, so two Cummins generators
Yes.
that are tied together. They produce 50 amps. They have gas in them, and you did run exhaust out the bottom somewhere.
Yes. So these can be run in here. They do have sensors. They will turn off if something goes wrong. And because these do have an auto start and some extra gadgets in them, I can wire these into the system. So if the RV detects that it will lose power, it will automatically start these.
Yep. Nice.
So I haven't gotten there yet. Again, one of those projects.
Yep. All right, so I see you have SnapPads,
Yes.
which I don't know if you know, but we are actually sponsored by SnapPads.
I wish
are
I was
awesome.
sponsored by them.
How many did you have to pay for? 6?
6. Yes.
I mean, we had to buy ours too. We bought them 2 years ago.
Okay.
They were one of the first things we put on. We absolutely love them. You said you ordered yours before you even had your RV.
Yes.
So you know how awesome they are.
Yes. Actually, it was because of your channel that we knew about them in the first place. And with the vintage, I was so sick and tired of having to get out the plastic ones and like get it all going and all that stuff. It's such a huge pain in the butt, especially when you end up in a muddy situation and then you have to pick them up and they're like stuck. And then you got to put them in your RV. So the minute I knew what size we would need, I placed an order. And we had them before we got the RV, because by the time we got the RV to our campsite, I wanted those things on.
Right, so you put them on, the feet were nice and clean, super easy to install. You just run them down, they squish right in, and then they're permanently attached. You don't have to mess around with anything. Don't have to do anything funky. I love them. We love them so much, we're working with SnapPads, so there is a discount code right here. So go do that, and let's continue on with the tour.
All right.
This is where we get to the storage. This is what makes this thing so unique. That River Ranch, these are the only two models that currently do this, where basically, if you didn't notice before, the floor is up here on the entire RV. So it's more like a motorhome than a fifth wheel. And what that means is you have doors and doors and doors and storage for days.
Yeah.
I love it.
So just as a rundown, this is still your usual fifth wheel. So all our tanks are below. All of this is our basement, and then our actual living floor is on a mezzanine. So all of this is wide open, and then from here on up is our living space.
All right, so let's just kind of start opening bays.
Just open.
You've got lots and lots of stuff. Tools on the door. You were telling me last time I saw you, the way that you mounted these, because these are just foam.
Yes.
It's just foam. There's nothing to this. It's foam with like fiberglass on both sides.
Yes.
What was the name of that anchor that you put in there?
Rivet nut.
A rivet nut. And before, and I'm sure someone's like, this thing is overweight. You have almost 4,000 pounds of payload. Plus, you took out a bunch of heavy furniture, and there's a lot down here, but he's still underweight. It's crazy. And that truck will tow way more than this.
So this is just a regular rivet gun, and then like these, for example, are rivet nuts.
Okay.
So you insert, drill the hole, insert this, and then the back of it will get crushed in, and next thing you know, you have threads to put a bolt wherever you want.
So he has those in here. So he drilled a hole, put it in, riveted, kind of pancakes it and squeezes this outer layer, and then you just screw a machine screw in there. And you have them on 6 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and then, because it is an RV, just adhesive on the top just to make sure.
Yeah, but this is glorious. I love tool storage. So, and also clamps on frames. That's a fantastic place to put clamps because they clamp, so use them. Just more and more and more storage.
This is currently everything for our outdoor kitchen. So we have our Blackstone and we have our Traeger. We're currently working on a design where all this would be on a slide-out drawer.
Nice.
Just to make life easier.
Yep. So another little door. So you got the dog food in here, and then like a dirty shoe area.
Yeah, this is from IKEA. We picked up a couple of these. Yep. This is where we keep the dog stuff. That's our industrial size dehumidifier. Everybody puts usually a dehumidifier in your living space.
Yeah.
And they take up a lot of room and they're really loud. Well, we have all the basement, so I figured why not put one in the basement and plumb it in. But when I put it in, I was too lazy to plumb it. I just turned it on, and I realized we had more humidity in the basement than in the actual living area. And because these two rooms, the basement and the living area, are trying to equalize themselves, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it in here. Because the majority of our stuff is in the basement, and I want the humidity out of there more than anything.
Right, get it away from all the stuff you're storing. And just a note, he did remove some cover panels that normally you don't see all of the backside of the wet bay. We're going to get to the wet bay because that's an area of particular interest to me. But that is not normal. It's normally, this is kind of blocked off. And then this is the stairs. So the entry door is here, and the steps are there. This is the only part that really is blocked off here, and even there you're talking about cutting holes in the stairs and making like shoe shelves as you go in?
Yeah, because we have the huge basement. We are thinking of doing shelves on each step.
Yep.
So you step in, take your shoe off, put it into that, and
Nice.
then get into the RV.
Yep.
Because right now it is kind of a pain in the butt you got to reach down. You
Yep,
know.
just did that.
you know.
All right, moving backwards. This one's literally just more storage. This has the totes. Let's talk about the totes real quick. So the previous trailer, your vintage trailer, how many of those totes could you fit?
One. So these are the standard, the Costco black and yellow totes. This store is kind of a mess because these are Braxton's outdoor toys,
Right.
and we just had them all out
Yep.
and just shoved them all back in. We do have some workout stuff here. Anyway, we could fit one in our vintage. This RV fits 30.
30. 1 to 30. That's a jump.
Yes, and not all of them are full, and most of them are only halfway full. So most
It just
of them
keeps
are,
stuff from sliding around.
Yeah, just
right?
keep them
Yeah.
from sliding around.
All right, so this door here
You want
is
me?
Yes, let's do the reveal. This is for the guys, this is for the kids. It's the arsenal.
Yes.
I love it. It's fun. We were screwing around with those the other night. More totes, table. It just keeps going. But this is for the adults with toys.
Yes.
This door here. You fit all 3 of your e-bikes inside your RV. That's
Yes.
how big this thing is.
Well, when we had the vintage, we had the same tonneau cover that we have on this truck. We love the Pace Edwards tonneau cover. That does have the C channels on both sides, so you can mount things on top.
Uh-huh.
And we had our bikes on top. We went through, I think, in 3 years on the road, we went through, I think, 2 or 3 sets of bikes.
Yeah.
Because they get destroyed.
They live in the elements, yeah.
And I didn't want to put anything on the back of this RV. It is 43 feet long.
long enough.
Our back swing is ridiculous,
Yeah.
and it just bounces like crazy. So we wanted to go with e-bikes, and we wanted to go with foldable ones that we could fit into the basement. So we ended up with these.
Yeah. So these are electric, it looks like.
Yes.
And so these are the folding ones. They all collapse, and you have. Let me move one of the seats out of the way here. So you have little. They're under a towel here because there was some metal scratching, but that's just basically a little, like a rubber pull bracket that holds that bottom piece, and then you added hooks up here for straps for the top.
Yep.
Those things don't move anywhere.
No.
Awesome.
They have stayed in place. The only thing that I need to be careful about is that the screens are facing the right direction.
Okay.
Because I broke one
Gotcha.
already. They fit. It works.
It's
They
great.
are out of the element.
Yeah, those are going to last forever being in there.
And that has become my secret weapon when we roll into 1,000 trails and I need to find an RV space.
Oh yeah.
Because I've learned my lesson. Don't drive through the RV park with this gigantic rig trying to find a space.
I tell you, this one thing I love about Motorhome and Toad is I can just disconnect that. Aaron can drive around and guide me to a spot. Definitely like that. So moving to the back, so that's standard. It's a ladder. There's another door, more storage. He does have his Starlink up on a pole that is mounted on the ladder. Do you have a video on your channel about how you do Starlink?
I do not, but
Okay.
if you want me to, we are packing up tomorrow, so I can do a quick video of how to take this down.
Yeah, so do that, and I will put links to it in the description of this video because I don't have a good solution like this. I just put mine on the roof and call it a day. You also have a weather station up there. It's cool, so you have the same mounts on both sides of the ladder. So we'll get into that either in a video on your channel or we will figure out some other way to explain how that's all done. So over here, this is where the AC unit is, right?
Yes. So the entire AC unit just takes up this corner space, and that is it.
Nice. And then we've got more storage.
So these would be for our hookups. We have the reel for our power cord, and then I'm using one of these to put my tire blocks down and all that stuff, so it doesn't get all dirty everywhere.
Nice.
Electrical stuff.
And then in the next bay, there's even more bins.
Yes. So the next one. Squeaky. This one is all my sewer stuff. This is all my freshwater stuff, and here's the main brain for the whole RV.
So the wet bay. This
Yes.
is one that I like a lot.
Yeah.
So you have you added all of your filtration stuff in here. That's the Starlink power brick on top there.
Yes.
So you just run the cord down here, and kind of you were talking about running that some other way.
Yeah. I bought some of these to input somewhere else, but right now this is really the only opening there is to go into the basement.
Yep.
And our doors are too tight for the cable to run through.
Ah, yeah.
So I just do it here, and it is really the only power source I have right now to power the Starlink.
Gotcha.
To either Starlinks before they switch over to 12 volt, or I get around to doing some wiring on this thing. But yeah, it comes in, and we have everything on quick disconnects. So I just reach in here, I disconnect the main hose.
Yep.
So it
So
comes
this
in
one
here.
that one's permanently there.
Yes,
And you're
this
just
one.
hooking it up on the bottom. That's what I've been wanting to do.
Yeah, so it changes to the blue one right in here. And it goes in through our primary filters, then goes out to our water softener, and then it goes in here. And I got my pressure gauge right here just so I know what kind of pressure we got going in. And then the thing that you were really interested about is our shower. I have that hooked up always to our black tank cleaner.
Yep.
Now, before anybody says there is a one-way check valve in here, so you're fine.
Yep. There's a check valve on the inside, and then that's the quick connect, right?
That's the quick disconnect.
Yeah. So there's a check valve, a one-way check valve on the back side of those inlets. So there is no water coming back this way. So this is perfectly fine to do.
Yeah, so we're leaving tomorrow, for example, so I'm going to be pulling the black tank, let it drain, and then I'm going to turn this on, set myself a reminder for 15 minutes, let the water run, and the nice thing with this is I can actually do hot water too if I want the tank really to get.
Yes, that's the thing that caught my eye, is being able to do hot water in there, because I bet you that rinses out way more than ground temperature water.
Oh yeah, it makes a huge difference. But yeah, this is a ongoing project. This most likely will move back, so I can get this in here and just make myself a nice wet bay. I've got the room for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Not something you can do with every RV, but
more bays. There's only two more, so good lord.
This
so this is all
is-
the truck wash stuff, right?
yeah, and with pressure washer and all that stuff.
Jeez.
The truck needs a wash and the trailer needs a wash badly.
They always do. As soon as you wash it, it'll rain, and then it'll be dusty the next day.
Just more. This is stuff for the truck, oil change and all that things. I've got some wood here,
Gosh.
but
So
we're
much
currently on a fire ban, so
All the space.
I'm probably going to get comments for this being next to this. These are empty, just so you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
But that's it. We've got two 30-pounders.
Yep, one on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
normal.
said, we have fire extinguishers everywhere.
Good call.
But I think that's it. The one nice thing is that I can almost stand up completely.
Yep.
Depending on what side I am on.
That actually, yes, we were talking about that the other day when we were hanging out. One nice thing about having all the storage under here is it pushes the slides up higher, so you're not. I mean, you're still going to hit your head every once in a while,
Yeah.
but it's not nearly as bad, and you're also not squatting down to reach under slides like I have to do. And yeah,
So one of the really nice side effects, I guess, is that all the drawers, all the doors I need to get to for setting up and breaking down are under a slide.
yeah.
So if it's raining,
Ah.
I will have the slides out and I get my stuff done and I'm kind of out of the elements and I don't have to worry about water going into the basement.
That's nice. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it just so happens that they are all in the right
I mean,
place.
you do have 3 slides on this side, so the chances of things being under slides are pretty high.
Yes, yeah.
I vote for staying in the shade for this outro.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so again, this is Dan, Home Meets Road. His wife Jessa and he and their son Braxton, they travel full time in this amazing, big, beautiful River Ranch 392 MB.
Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
Yep. So this is awesome. We, like he said a little while ago, they did tell us that they were looking at this model and that we saw this in Tampa back in January. So if you want to see this without any customizations and with some slight differences like the roof ACs instead of the residential unit, go back and watch that Tampa video. I'll put a link down below to it. But this is awesome. Like if we ever went to a fifth wheel, it would probably maybe be one of these, because we've gotten so used to having a lot of storage. And there's a lot of fifth wheels that don't have a lot of storage.
Yes.
So this is awesome. I really hope other manufacturers see this and it's popular enough to have other companies kind of run with it and start doing different things. We love seeing unique solutions when it comes to RVs, and this is definitely a unique one. So, Dan, thank you again for showing us your home for the second time. Normally it's like an update, like we just did an updated tour of ours. It's the same stuff again, right, with some updates. Yours went from little tiny one to Godzilla.
Well, I mean, it's been just over a year since we did the vintage. Maybe in a year we will do this one, and we will have changed everything.
So you'll be in a diesel pusher next year.
No, it will be this rig, but major changes.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to click subscribe and go to Home Meets Road channel and follow them. His videos are better than mine, honestly. They look way better. He has that nice sultry voice too. So, so Home Meets Road again. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Have a good one.